Hi everyone, my name is Zanda Zakuza. This week, I'll be your guest host on Radio Meets TV, where we'll be talking about a renowned actor who failed university. Suspicious. And since I'm a musician and all, I thought it would be awesome for us to dive into the music industry. There's a radio station that unpacks all of that. As we all know, last week was Mandela Day. There's a radio station that had a beautiful poet say a beautiful poem about our beloved Nelson Mandela. All this and more right here on Radio Meets TV. Welcome back to our weekly radio recap show, where we look at the most interesting moments that happened on radio this past week. My name is Zanda Zakuza. I'm a singer-songwriter, a producer, a party starter, an all-time performing extraordinaire. And today, I'll be a guest host on Radio Meets TV. Let's get straight into it. Relebogile Mabotja had an interesting interview with Umhlobo Wenene on 702 FM. Check it out.
You failed at UCT.
I failed.
This high achiever
Absolutely.
who knew what's on the line.
Yes.
What happened?
Who had 4 or 5 distinctions coming out of high school. You know, everyone is happy for you. You are the duck scholar in grade 12. And you get accepted into UCT. You've got this fantastic bursary, full scholarship. And everyone is galvanized, you know, ticket to your teachers buying you the ticket to travel to Cape Town, old bedding. Everyone is trying to, single bed. Okay, I think I have, I'm a sheetie and I have a makavazi. Everyone has contributed to this dream, and you get there and it's the first time you write an economics, test, and it's the first time you see a 35% in your life. And you're ashamed because everyone at home is calling, how's school? And you're like, it's great, and my grandmother's dying on the one side. So it was a very defining, period of my life. And, I say this all the time. Outside of being in the business of believing myself, I've been in the business of saving my life.
That was such an amazing interview from Umhlobo Wenene and Relebogile Mabotja of 702 FM. Listen, I'm not really surprised that she failed in her first year at UCT. I mean, it's a totally different environment, and I'm sure it was a culture shock for her, so we can let it slide. Moving right along, we have a clip from 947 Drive with Thando Weekdays, where she expresses how she doesn't like some of the things that our agenda gets up to.
Look, you should stay away from married men, but I think it's the responsibility of the married man to stay away from the woman.
No, but what happened to Imbogoto, sisters?
But you didn't marry me, Lerato.
But you're my sister, Thando.
I'd never take your man.
Why are you
947 Drive with Thando.
This is 947.
Sometimes fear your own gender. I came across a tweet of a lady said, when you fall pregnant, choose the father of your baby wisely. So true.
What, after the fact?
She's saying after you fall pregnant, choose the father wisely. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. How it works is you choose the father before you fall pregnant.
Well, in an ideal world, but apparently not her world.
I mean, come on. But there's many things that our own gender, we're always quick to say, men this, men that. What do you think, Lerato, we're saying about women?
Our emotions. Everything is always so personal. We cannot have good conversations without them being loaded with emotion and all us always getting very, very attacked or feeling like we're being attacked.
I don't know.
Amongst each other. But I find that with the opposite sex, it's okay. They can say whatever they want to say and it's never taken personally.
Yeah. Also, I think it's getting better and it's gotten better over the years, but women don't make themselves approachable to other females.
There we go.
It's almost like you put up a guard or you check out what shoes is she wearing, what does she look like.
Yes.
And
is that a thing?
Yeah, 100%. I think if you're cute, then the girls don't like you.
Then it's a problem. You're working on a negative, right? Yeah.
What are you defending against? What are you trying to hold back from?
I don't know. Maybe it's our primal nature, right? Maybe it's because there's more women than there are men, and instinctively
you see
feel
competition.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But let's get into it. Our own gender, things that you don't understand, that you don't like.
You know what I hate about my gender is what they are doing. They are messing up the dating economy, man. Guys are out there buying our astropay, our Vev when they go out with girls, and not all of us can afford that. But now it becomes the expectation. It's not fair, man. Everybody must just use their game.
947 Drive with Thando.
This is 947.
That was such a great topic from Thando Tabete, where she spoke about the things that she doesn't like as in Tina. And I can't help but agree. We tend to have a bit of competition amongst ourselves that is not healthy. I love competition, don't get me wrong, but only when it serves as a motivator. So we need to think about that. Moving right along, this week on Power FM, they were talking about a trending video clip of Usandile Shezi getting interviewed by Penwell. Check it out.
Hashtag Penwell.
Yeah. So there's
although it shouldn't be hashtag Penwell, because Penwell shouldn't be the guy who's trending. It's the other guy.
I get it. It's the name of the podcast that's trending. So so a video surfaced of Penwell having a conversation with entrepreneur Sandile Shezi. For those who may not know, remember who Sandile Shezi is. Now, he's a forex trader that was accused in 2022 for allegedly defrauding a Limpopo principal of over 1 million rand of his pension payout in 2019, after promising the retired principal that he will receive money back with interest. So I'm not surprised in the clip, Sandile speaks about property investment, and this is what he had to say.
If I have
think of it this way,
and I want to buy a property worth $1 million, that's 1:1.
Yeah.
There's no leverage there.
Yeah.
If this property accumulates in value by 20%, I'm making 20% on my initial capital, which is 200K clean. How do I make more money without putting in more money, still using the same $1 million that I have? I apply leverage. How so? I go to a financial institution. I say, listen, guys, I've got $1 million, which is my margin. Can you give me 100 million? That's now a leverage of 1:100. I've got one. I'm trying to get 100 times my initial capital, which is 100 million. Instead of now, I walk out with 100 million. When I get back into the property space, instead of buying one house worth $1 million, I can now buy 100 houses worth $1 million each.
that is a classic case of when they say the expression, I won't use the full, they say bull beep baffles brain.
It's about going fast.
You talk absolute nonsense with so much conviction that everyone comes to believe it's actually true. Because I found myself thinking I was lousy at maths. Maybe this guy is on something. This guy is onto something. What on earth?
Yeah, basically.
You will be completely baffled. Why have I not been leveraging my 100,000? You know how far
If you're in the forex, forex, 10 Gucci, 10 Versace. Nice.
Okay, guys, as a creative, numbers weren't really my strongest point, but even I can tell that those numbers are a bit shaky. Moving right along, UFM had quite an interesting VN come in from a listener who was in a bit of a conundrum concerning their work uniform. Check it out.
Midday therapy on the Midday Boost. Let's boost a fellow booster.
Hey guys, I hope you're grand. So I'm a prison warder by profession, and as some of you may know, my job is very, very risky. But over the years, I've grown a thick scar. So I have friends, right, that I've been close with for a good 20 years until they recently started acting different. One of them borrowed my uniform a couple of weeks ago. He said he needed it for a party. It was going to fit the theme of the party. I couldn't borrow him, of course, because it's not allowed. So one of them, phone tells me that when my uniform was being borrowed, it was going to be used for shady deals, which were later going to pin on me. It hurts me to the core because I've been friends for so long, and I valued what we had. As a matured man, but also I feel like living the friendship. I'd really, really appreciate your help.
Oh, that's what we are dealing with today. All right, I don't know. I think, yeah, your friend did you. So I think you should be fired.
Guys, be careful of shady friends. Personally, I would end that relationship there and then. I wouldn't even need to confront them. They don't need that from me. I don't need that closure from them. Bye, Felicia. Moving right along, we have Umhlobo Wenene FM talking about what happens behind the sheets. Check it out.
So i-performance okanye indlela zawuqhuba ngayo ubhuti wethu okanye usisi wethu macala omabini silindele i-performance kusisi singayijonge emadodeni kuphela le nto. The reason ngathi ngumjojo emadodeni kuba amadoda afuneka ithi qabava impempe kanti nosisi kuyafuneka uba imbotyi iphakame nomdla ubonakala uba kuzawuqhutywa. So osisi sinako into ongabonakali mhlawumbi bayibambe endleleni but obhuti le nto ingathi ngumjojo kubo impempe etyokololo ibonakala msinyana kubonakala uba hayi bhuti ingathi ayizuphakama ngenxa yezingxaki zemali namatyala nezinye izinto ezenzekayo. So i-performance undlela ozawuqhuba ngayo ebhedini inako ukuchatshazelwa yimeko yakho yoqoqosho nemeko yakho okanye indlela yakho yokuphangela. Aba bantu bangomalala ebambile, aba bantu bachama eli abanye, aba bantu bangavukelwayo abanye baphethwe into esithi yi-fear of failure, ukoyika ukungapasi ngenxa uxinzelelwa kulo. Ufika umuntu usecakathe ezingxaki ezingaka zigcwalisa ingqondo, afike kulo muntu uthetha kakhulu lindele into yoba makuphume impempe yenza umsebenzi obonakalayo then uhambe. Then i-performance yalo muntu ke ngoku iphele idodobala ngenxa bakanayo i-job security and abantu banento efuna imali yomqamelo nemali yesefu bathi ayihlanjwa ngamanzi ayo yebhoko ayihlanjwa imvula njalo nje zinto ezithelwa ngozigaba sisapha obhuti bethu banamanxeba nezinxenxe zezinto ezithelwa ngosisi bayo ibhokwe ayihlanjwa imvula uthe bawuzonika nesenti mhlawumbi le 10 rand benam ndiyojomba ndawuthenga rice okanye isidodo for abantwana bam ngoku naku izawuthathwa ngulo sisi uzawufuna ukwenza inzipho ngayo kusheke ungatyiyo. So impempe iphakama ucinga uba aziba akazoyithatha le 20 rand kuphela kwayo. So zonke ezo zinto ziyayichaphazela i-performance yempempe.
Okay, that was such an interesting interview on Umhlobo Wenene FM. I think it's actually very good that they're talking about that. Sexual health and mental health go hand in hand. So it's very important that you balance it out and you get the help that you need. Moving right along, we're going to Dash FM, and they're talking about an industry that I love to hate, the music industry.
It's unfortunate. There's so many artists out here leaving so much money on the table because they're not registering and copyrighting their lyrics. A lot of artists seem to think when they upload a song to a digital streaming platform that it automatically copyrights the lyrics or register the lyrics. They say, oh, I'm signed up with DistroKid. DistroKid does not copyright or register your content.
DistroKid don't give a fuck about you.
Come on, man. You got to copyright your content through copyright.gov. You got to register your stuff through a performance rights organization, PRO. So, you know, that's $1 million worth of game in 5 to 10 minutes because a lot of you artists out there, no disrespect to your managers, you got a misconception of what a manager is. If somebody give you 150 ones to throw in a strip club, let you drive their car, let you stay in one of their places, you know, one of their houses, give you some of their jewelry to wear, that's more of an investor or somebody that's overseeing your career. That's not a manager. And it seems to me that a lot of these artists seem to think that if a person let them drive their car, let them, you know, throw money in a strip club, pay for a video, that's not a manager. And a manager is not supposed to, if anything that he spends out of his pocket, he has to be reimbursed with a, you know, and make a profit off what he spent. But you know.
Yeah, man, shit. That's shit.
Can you see the disappointment in my face? Because it's always the same thing with the music industry. You guys don't want to do the right thing. Intellectual property is everything. That's where the big bucks is. So register your work. We do have organizations to help you with that in this country. So get to it. Register your work, register your lyrics, so that every song on radio stops sounding the same as well. Moving right along, as we all know, last week was Mandela Day, and uKhozi FM had a beautiful, skilled poet come to studio to deliver a nice poem about Nelson Mandela. Check it out.
Yeah, namhlanje usuku olukhulu, namhlanje usuku lokuzalwa kamkhulu ingqungqulu kithi ungaphezulu kubuze abantu. Khehlalini ke manje leli enilithula njengoNkulunkulu. wayesethi umzukulu khiphani imali emaphaketheni nizolibona ikhanda lakhe. uNelson Mandela igama lakhe, iAfrika ikhaya lakhe, isize yaba ngaphezulu kwekhulu iminyaka kwazala umkhulu. Simbungaza nje pho noma engasekho ingobani. Ingoba namanje imisebenzi yakhe isabonakala. Izwe iAfrika izwe nje elikhulu kunenqumo einzulu ezathathwayo. uMandela kuna indima enkulu ayidlalayo. Ayisethi ke amakholwa, hey wembongi nathi awusibalansisi. Ngathi mina wemakholwa. Lethi iBhayibheli elisha kwabase-Afrika. uNkulunkulu ngo-1918 wathumela indodana yakhe ukubiza olawula ukuchitheka kwegazi e-Afrika. Verse 2 kuqhuba imbongi ibhalansisa. Wayese ekhula, ehlushwa, eshawa, waboshwa. Hey, ngithanda ivesi lokugcina ke laligcizelela lithi esephumile eRobben Island esenamandla okuziphiniselela, kodwa lokho wathi ngeke kwenzeke okubi akubuyiselwa ngokubi. Mokube khona ukuthula ubumbano eAfrika. Ayisetshe ke dula amakholwe ngakholwa. Hey, khehlalini leli umhlola sekunje nje kwenzabani kwenza ixhegu elalo leAfrika, ixhegu elalo lobumbano. Ngikhuluma ngehlahla esaguga namagxolaso. Ubantu abamthandi ngoba esemalini kepha abamthanda njengemali. Hey, kwathi ngithi umusho la owabhalwa ngosonhlamvukazi inhloso kubatshaza ubukhulu bakhe. uNelson Mandela ke igama lakhe isize yaba ngaphezulu kwekhulu iminyaka kwazala umkhulu.
That was such a beautiful poem for Mandela Day. Shout out to uKhozi FM for that one. I can't believe it's been 10 years since Nelly M's been gone. May his soul rest in peace and may his legacy live on. Slay. Anyway. Guys, we've reached the end of our show. My name is Zanda Zakuza and it's been such a pleasure to be your guest host today. Please like and subscribe Finally Famous TV on YouTube. And don't forget to rate me in the comments. See you next time.